All right, guys. So on the podcast today, we have Ben Chasin Big Budz. He is an online cultivation educator and YouTube content creator who publishes content about teaching people how to grow. Let's go ahead and get into it and welcome Ben to the Rookie Mycologist podcast. Here we go. All right, guys. So as promised, here I am with Ben Chasin Big Budz. How you doing, homie?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's go ahead and get into it from the get-go. I already gave a little intro and told everybody, who you are in a sense. But for everybody who don't know, tell everybody who you are and what you do as far as being a content creator.
Oh, okay. Uh, I like to think of myself as just a regular dude I'm on YouTube. I don't know. I'm been chasing. So
And
I go,
you do gardening content.
well, more focus on hydroponics, deep water culture.
Now, for everybody who's watching, let everybody know what that is exactly.
Deep water culture is simply growing plants that hang in water that is oxidized. People get on me when I say, so I like to use the wrong word, but it basically is just growing plants in water with no dirt. No, that's the media. Water is the media.
Right. So it's definitely hydroponics. And for you guys that don't know, hydroponics just mean that it's soilless. The deep water cultures, whenever you see the plants growing, and they usually have like the roots in water. And sometimes you can actually pull them up and actually see the roots. It's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, I'll suggest that you guys check out his channel because it's pretty cool.
Appreciate
All right. So we're going to get into the gardening part of it. But before we get into that, I like to do like background information about all the guests. So for everybody that's watching, can you tell us a little bit about where you from and where'd you grow up?
I'm from Buffalo, New York. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, on the east side, in the hood. You know, it was a struggle. Came from a single parent household. I had a good dad, had a great father, but he just was a rolling stone, if you will. So,
Now, for the
yeah.
people that's in Buffalo, uh, as far as the part that you grew up in, what part of the city is that called? Does it have a specific name for the people that's in Buffalo that may know?
No, it's called the East Side. You got the East Side. Well, I guess it would be called Uptown, but it's the
Uptown.
East Side, downtown, the West Side, and then I guess South Buffalo.
All right. So you a 80s baby, 70s baby, 90s baby,
I am an '80s baby.
80s baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 41 as of a few days ago, actually.
Hey, happy birthday. I told you happy birthday the other
You
day,
did.
but happy birthday. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't even know what none of this stuff means, but they tell me I'm a Leo. What's your sign?
Yeah, I'm a Libra. I get into it.
Libra. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you into that kind of stuff?
yeah, I get into it heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be something to it because everybody that meets me, like the people that's heavy into it, they can always guess what I am before I even tell them. So it must be something to it.
Yeah, they say Libras and Leo go well. We'll be best friends. We will be best friends
Oh, there we go. There we
in
go.
another life.
All right. So you just said that you're from Buffalo, grew up in Buffalo. How about siblings? You got any brothers, sisters?
I do. I do. I actually have I'm like I said, I'm the youngest. I have a younger sister, and then I have about like 6 or 7 older brothers and one other sister that's older than me. So it's a bunch of us
About 10 of y'all?
all together. But that's father's side, mother's side. I think on my
Mhm.
mother's side, it's 4 of us. On my father's side, it's 5 of us. But we don't know my oldest sister. We've never met her, but yeah, it's 5 of us.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So growing up in Buffalo, how was that in the 80s?
Amazing, you know. Childhood was that's nostalgic. That question right there really took me back. It was amazing. I wish I wish my kid could experience how it was when we grew up. But it was mad cool. Uh, Neighborhood was you had the aunties and uncles that weren't even related to you that would keep you in check. You know,
Right.
you, it was all types. I mean, where I'm from, you had the boys, the D boys, what we call the D boys, who will ride up the street with the back in the day it was the 5.0, the Mustang 5.0, and they will have those spokes, the spokes on them. It made me. I always aspired to be rich one day. I don't know if I'm gonna get there, but we're working on it. You know,
I heard that. So a second ago, you just mentioned a kid. You got one child.
I do, I do.
That's a boy, girl.
She is a girl. She's 16. She's a girl.
16. Oh, what a great age.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. She's really inspiring me to do better. You know,
And you said you were married too, huh?
I am.
Living the dream.
Uh, you know, I don't know how many husbands will feel about that, but yeah, you can call it that.
You just got to speak for yourself.
Happy wife, happy life. You know,
There you
that's what
go.
they say.
That's what they say. That's why I'm single. But moving
I
on.
get, yeah, yeah, I get it.
All right, so I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into more of the content creator side. When did you decide that you wanted to become a content creator?
It's hard to answer that question. I would say 2000, I think 2020, but I didn't make my first YouTube channel until 2022, so January. And I didn't make my first, or well, release my first video until I think April. It was like April 26th of 2022. Yeah. But
Okay, so your first video came out in 2022 in April?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think I decided to be a content creator like long before that. I just didn't know, you know. Like I was telling my wife that the other day, when we came back, because we lived in Texas years ago. I don't want to jump ahead, you know, so I'll just make this short. We lived in Texas years ago, and then we came back to New York. And when we came back, I came back under the premise that they were going to legalize. And so when they did, I didn't wait, but when they did, you know, I jumped right on it. That's when I became a content creator. But all that time before that, I had my camera and I was recording all of my different grows. I would take mad pictures. I tried editing and whatnot. I didn't know what I was doing back then, but I'm glad that I took the route, you know, because that was kind of like my preparation time. I didn't even know. I had no idea, you know.
And what was it that first inspired you to even start thinking about becoming a content creator?
I was in my mind wondering why these, you know, why all these guys are and gals, why all these people are on YouTube with their showing their grows, you know. It had to be
Mhm.
something to it, you know. So I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was money. I didn't know it was freedom. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew I wanted to be a part of that crowd, you know.
And I remember you had told me that before you had started watching my videos a couple years ago.
Absolutely. Well, how that worked out actually was my wife was watching Goodies 420. I don't know how most people who watch YouTube watch it on their big screen at home, and
Mhm.
so that's where she had you. And I'm sitting there one day, and I'm like, I know this guy just left a comment on my channel. I know that's him because you had left a comment on my channel, and you had said something towards the nature of "You're making me seasick. Hold the camera steady" or something like that, you know.
Right, right, right.
And I'm like, that's bass drop keys, but over here it says Goodies 420. I didn't know what was going on, you know.
Right,
I see YouTube is really it's bigger than what most people think, you know.
right.
But
So
yeah, my
some
wife,
people don't realize that you can have multiple channels. So it get confusing sometimes. Like, yo, I thought your name was this, but why are you over here? And
right,
I was getting at any like, hold on, you showed me how to grow mushrooms. Why are you You're cooking on you. And I get the same thing. You got a gambling channel. Hold on, you showed me how to grow, and you got a
right,
gambling channel. So yes,
right.
I get that all the time. I'm the same bass drop keys, just
Yes,
another
sir.
channel. That's
Yeah.
all.
She was watching you consistently. Like, you know, there were a couple others. She was trying to learn how to cook, if you
Right,
will.
right. Got you right.
You know. And
And so
so
then you said, yo, I think I can do that too.
well, I was already on YouTube, but I didn't understand, like was saying earlier, I didn't understand why people were doing it, you know, like and I kept hearing you say this word sponsored, you know, this video
Right.
is sponsored by, that video is sponsored by, and then I don't know, I looked into it, and like I said, you had left a comment on my video, and I'm like, I don't know, it's like confirmation from the universe, like, no way he saw me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm
But
like,
then I also told you, remember I told you, yo, you got something. I think that you could be a nice content creator let me give you a couple pointers here and there, but I was like, yo, you got something. I think you can do this if you really put your mind to it. You can really do this.
Yeah, you definitely did. You definitely inspired me in a lot of different ways, bro. I appreciate you all the way.
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Whenever your wife was watching me, you had already started your channel, or you hadn't started your channel yet?
Oh yeah, I had already started my channel in 2022, and then I think she was watching you like we we were watching YouTubers long before I started my channel. So she
Okay.
had already been watching you, but then I had already had my channel,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you left a comment one day, and I had connected the dots, and I'm like, yo, that guy is over here leaving a comment on my channel. She's like, no way, nah, that ain't possible. But yeah, we was watching you consistently, learning how to use the different machines and whatnot.
My magical butter machine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I was already in the basement with it, you know, and so we just put two and two together. Like, let me really take this serious because I want to be sponsored. I want to be. I mean, no,
Try to make a career out of it.
right. I want to do what he did. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you.
Not necessarily exactly what you did, but I want to go down that path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you. You want to be a content creator that can make a living from making content.
Word.
Got you. So you started your first video came out April 2022.
Right.
So you're what, 3.5 years in now?
I think you're right. Yeah. I'm going on
Three and a
4
half
years.
years in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
So whenever you started making videos, when do you think, what video was it that really gave you your first boost up? Like you thought to yourself, you know what, I really can do this, or the first video where you started getting like some real good traction on YouTube? Because now, you guys can go to his channel, but you'll see videos that he just posted, weeks ago or a month ago, already got 70,000 views. He's getting some good views now. But what was the first video where was getting some good views and like, you know what, I can do this for real?
So I think it was my seed to harvest with Spider Farmer, with the SF 2000, the earlier one. Now they got the Evo, but the earlier model. In that video, I had pointed out your comment and just showing people how you told me to get better, and then I think I got better. That wasn't it though. That was the video that like showed me I can do this. The very next video was the Mars Hydro video,
Mhm.
full seed to harvest, and that one it went crazy. Everybody, I mean, at that time I thought it was a lot of views. It was about 38, maybe 40,000 views I got on that video.
That is a lot
And
of views. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of views for
okay,
sure. Yeah, you doing it. Don't never downplay it. You doing it. That's what it is. I love that. And so that was the video. So those two videos right there, that's when you first got the thought like, yo, I'm starting to get the hang of this. I think I can really do this for real.
yeah, I took myself serious in making those two videos. The first one was the Spider Farmer one. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew from start to finish was like the thing. You know what I'm saying? From seed to
Right.
harvest, that was the thing
Right.
to do. So that was the first one I did. I took it serious. I got about 8,000 views in like a month. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, this is pretty cool. And then the next one was the Mars Hydro video, and I just was like, yo, I did the Mars Hydro affiliate account thing. I put
Hmm.
my discount codes in the video. I said, yo, go to Mars Hydro, use my discount code. And literally in 8 days after I released that video, Mars Hydro hit me up. That was my second sponsorship.
There you go. So
Yeah.
what is if you had to pick one grow out of the ones that you've done so far, what's your favorite grow so far, would you say?
I've never thought about that. It's the one that I was just talking about, the Spider Farmer video.
Hmm.
Uh, that particular harvest, I got to share with my dad. He passed away not too long after that, and so that harvest I actually, and it was like some really good bomb fire. It was.
Remember what
So
strain? What strain was it? And I'm sorry for your loss, by the way.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It was a lemon hash plant. And man, he loved it so much. He loved it so much. He kept coming over, trying to get more and more. I'm like, Dad, I'm running out. I gotta save some of it, but Yeah, that was my
Lemon
favorite.
hash plant. Now, I never heard of that, but just because it says lemon, I'm gonna automatically think that's either sativa or sativa dominant hybrid. Is that right?
Yeah, it was. It was. It's by Bodie. Bodie is one of the less common names, but primo fire all every time.
Bodhi is the breeder.
Yep.
Never heard of it, but there's just so what's so great about the internet now? There's so many people that got fire now, like legit
Yeah.
fire, small and big. So that's great. Now I'm gonna ask you this question, and I'm gonna tell you what happened to me beforehand. So the
Okay.
question that I want to ask you is, if have you ever had a grow completely fail, and what you learn from it? Now, as far as me, you guys can watch these videos on my channels. You guys know that I have two different gardening channels. I'll put them in the description for you. But on my channels, you can actually see where in one of my grows, I missed it. I had one plant that hermed on me, and I ended up having pollinating the whole crop. So all the buds had all seeds in it. So that was my worst grow. I did have a grow where I got bud rot, but I didn't lose the entire. I just lost like one or two plants from that. But with the ones with the seeds, everything, all the plants got seeds, and I had about 12 plants or something like that. That was my worst grow. What's
Wow.
been your have you had a grow that completely failed, or that grow didn't even completely fail? I got to harvest and everything, but when I was starting to trim, seeds just started pouring out of everything. So it was like thousands of
Woo.
seeds.
Wow. Oh yeah. So I've definitely had some bad grows. I had a.
Can you talk about some of the issues you had during those grows?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll get into it. I had a breeder that hit me up. I won't mention any names, but they hit me up. They wanted me to. This is early on too. I only had like 1,000 subscribers, and they wanted me to promote their brand on my channel. So I take some beans
Hmm.
and I pop them, and I tried three different grows. The first one I noticed, the herming early, so I got
Hmm.
rid of it. The second one, it was a whole different tint, got rid of it. The third one, I'm like, all right, we just gonna go all the way through. We're gonna show this, and I was contracted. I pretty much had to do it. And so the same thing happened. It was I still got I still got the vial somewhere. It's a bunch of seeds, literally like at least like 500. And so that was three plants in the Spider Farmer tent. I don't, yeah, that video is still on my YouTube channel. But the worst one I think was the one with the SF4000 Evo that I think I just released that like 3 months ago.
What
And
made
I
that so
just
bad?
I just wasn't paying attention and opening and closing the door. I I was using I got it right here. This timer, right?
Oh,
And
okay. I've seen those on Amazon.
opening and closing the door, I ended up hitting or something happened with the button and I sent the tent back into veg. I had no clue. So the whole time we're talking 3-4 weeks of re-veg. And then by the time I caught it, so I sent it back in the flower, but it was too late. And so I ended up with like, I don't know, like maybe 80 grams, 100 grams. I don't even remember, but it was a terrible harvest. 4 plants. It was a terrible harvest.
4 plants, 80 grams from 4 plants. Ooh. Well, no, I'm saying that's the thing about. I'm glad that you actually posted it, because what I don't like from a lot of content creators is they cherry pick. A lot of these content creators, I don't even know if you want to be generous and call them a content creator, basically do their grows and they only post the good ones. So all of you content creators on there, actually, let me come on camera for this. All of you content creators who just cherry pick what you show, all you do is just show your good grows. We don't believe you, and I don't like your channel. I show it all. If
I
it's
can
good, I show you. It's bad, I show you. I don't cherry pick. You need to know the good and bad, because what happens is people looking at people on YouTube and other places, and they're like, whenever they have an issue, they're like, why am I having an issue? The person that I watch all the time never had an issue. So
that's
you
it.
set in expectations that are not based in reality. So if you're going to be doing this, be honest with your audience and show it all.
100. I totally agree with that.
Sorry for the side rant. So as far as what you got growing right now, you have any tents currently going right now?
Yep, right in front of me. I got a spider farmer tent off camera over here, and a Mars Hydro tent that is directly behind the camera. And this back here is empty. It's just storage for the moment.
Okay, so you currently got two grows going right now, and what are you growing in there?
Uh, I'm growing some banana buttercup in the spider farmer tent,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm growing some blue apple in the Mars Hydro tent.
Blue apple.
Yep.
Who is that from?
Same breeder.
Okay,
Rocky
okay,
Mountain.
okay, okay. So that's THC Titan.
Yes.
If you guys have watched any of my previous content, then you know how much I love the North Spore products. I use everything from North Spore, from their grain bags to their mono tubs to their substrate to their Martha tents to everything about North Spore. You know I love them. And I want to thank North Spore so much for sponsoring the podcast. If you guys want to get any of the great North Spore products for yourself, use the code BassDropKeys. That will save you 10% off any order at northspore.com. I gotta say that my favorite equipment that I'm using right now from Northspore is the Boom Room 2. To me, it's the best way to make sure that your mushrooms have the proper humidity and environment to give you the best mushrooms that they possibly can give you. So once again, if you're a rookie getting into mycology, or maybe you're a veteran who's been doing this for years, Northspore has something great for you. Come over to their website, use the code BassDropKeys to get 10% off any order at northspore.com.
Nothing
So
but fire.
where exactly are you at in the grow right now? Are we in flower? Are we in veg?
We are in week 4 of no, we're in week 5 of flower right now.
So we got about 4 or 5 weeks left.
Yep. About 4. We're gonna keep it at 4.
He said it's not going any further than 4.
No, we don't do 9-week flowers around here. Yeah.
8, just 8.
8.5 at max. Yeah.
So you definitely are not growing sativa then, because obviously they have to go longer.
You know, I like to avoid sativa as much as I can. You know, I don't know. I can't get into 10 and 12 and 14. I've done it, but when we get into 10 and 12 and 14 weeks, 15, 16 weeks, I think 16 weeks was the longest I've ever done. And I hate it. I hate everything about that. So the shorter the flower time, I'm going to grow that.
There you go. Well, for me, just obviously I'm smoking what I'm growing, so I prefer indica or indica dominant hybrid. So when exactly did you start growing? What year did you start growing?
So this is a debate between me and my wife. I say 2016
Okay.
when we first moved back from Texas. She says 2017. So we'll just go with her. She's always, they're always right. So 2017, we'll go with that.
All right. So you're definitely not a new grower at this point.
No.
But I'd like to ask you some questions so that you can help out some of the new growers.
If I can help, sure.
So what's the most common mistake that you see from new growers?
It depends, because I deal with a lot of people that focus on DWC and hydroponics. What I see a lot is people focus too much on pH. Not that you shouldn't. Not that you should ignore pH, but swings are going to happen in DWC. In hydroponics, period. You're going to see pH swings. So, people go every day checking the pH and trying to correct it every day, even if they corrected it yesterday. And it's just going to swing. And you got to let it balance out. You'll let it find a balance, and things will work out after that. You can pH it less regularly once you let it find its balance. But people focus way too much on pH when they first started planting. It's just not going to help anything. You're just stressing yourself out,
Right, I got you. So one of the things that I always tell the new growers, obviously I'm not a DWC grower, so I'm coming from, usually my preference is cocoa and perlite, but you guys know that I do use soil as well. But for the new growers out there, you're going to hear it 1,000 times and you're still going to do it, because we all did. But don't overwater.
Oh yeah.
Everybody that's new always overwater. You seem to think that every problem that comes up, you need to give more water.
Right.
For some reason, you want to give them enough water. You think you can give them enough water right now that's going to last them all week, when in reality, you're just supposed to give them enough water to last to the next watering. So Use one of the things that you're going to hear all the time: don't overwater, but new growers always do it. Now you're a DWC grower now, but obviously you've done, soil and cocoa grows before, or have you not?
Yeah, yeah, I have. Yep. When I first started, I wanted to know everything. So if I couldn't do it, then I wouldn't. There's certain grows like table grows. I didn't have the room, or NFTs or whatever. Non. I think it's. I don't even know what that's called, but a non. Not. I don't. I focused on dirt, cocoa, and DWC. Those were the three grows that I focused on when I first started. Everything worked out with the dirt. Obviously, it worked great with DWC, but cocoa was. I don't know how you do it.
Right. So you found your best success with DWC, so you kept doing that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's one of the things I want to, point out to all you guys that's watching is whenever you guys are growing, find something that works for you. Obviously, you guys know I'm an auto pot grower, so that's what I, use. That's what's giving me the best results. He found DWC and I gave him the best results. It doesn't matter what method you use, as long as we all get to the same endpoint, which is having some fire buds that we can smoke and enjoy. That's the ultimate goal. So however it is that you need to get there, we all can get there different ways, but just find what works for you and then focus on that and try to be the best you can at doing that. Would you
yeah.
agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. The goal is final end product, and so if you wouldn't buy it, it's like. So I grow because because this is why I really started growing. It was to save money, and then it was the quality. What you get out there, and you paying these astronomical price. Well, back then it was a lot cheaper, but you pay these prices, and you're not even satisfied. So I figured if I can do it myself, then I can control that part of the narrative.
So one of the reasons why you like growing is because you want to control every aspect of it and you want to know what exactly is going in so you know what's coming out.
Not only that, but the fire part.
Oh, so the quality, you can grow better quality than what's available to you.
I think we all can. Like as far as I'm concerned, I would like to encourage people to do that. To go out and you can probably grow better than what you can buy.
Yeah, well, we're content creators, so we definitely want to stress to people to grow your own. That's what we're trying to show people that you can do. That's basically the whole mission statement of my channels where I grow is showing you that you can do this.
Right.
It's not hard. It's really, especially on, we're growing plants. And so on our side of it, trust me, you guys don't grow mushrooms. If you grow for me anyway, mushrooms is harder than growing plants for me. Other people find it different, but for me, mushrooms are way harder than growing plants. The point I just wanted to make was, there's so many opportunities you have to get contaminated whenever you're growing mushrooms. That don't matter in, whenever you're growing plants. You might have a plant that's sick or something, but if it's in a vegetative state and you're growing photoperiods, then you got plenty of time to fix whatever it is. That's the point that I wanted to make.
Oh, I see. No, that's very true. And so with me, I don't know that growing mushrooms was difficult, but it was definitely more challenging for me than growing plants. Just take a lot more care. You gotta pay attention to every detail. Not that you don't with plants, but with mushrooms, I don't know. Like and then everything is not always the same. Like with plants, it's pretty much always the same. You're gonna need light, you're gonna need water, you're gonna need, air. But with mushrooms, it could be like I had a grow that it actually required darkness. I had them under light for 2 hours a day, and then I had to turn the light off to actually get them to, come up.
All right, all right. I got you. So going back to the plant side of it, or are you organic, synthetic? Can you grow organically whenever you doing DWC, or
Yeah,
do you have to use synthetics?
no, I've grown organic before. I've tried it. Um, I'm all synthetic at this point. For me, it doesn't make sense to try organic. I mean, to go organic. I've tried it, and when I tried it, I didn't get the results that I would normally get, and then it stunk up my house. So the smells of because everything is still fluid. In DWC, the bottles will come and it's still fluid. It's just organic, and you have that little sticker that basically means it's organic. And so it's as soon as you open that bottle up, it's like you at the zoo or something. It's bad, it's a bad smell, and you got to shake it up real good and mix them all up in the bottle. It just wasn't worth it for me.
And so for you, you said you're all synthetic. Do you have a favorite nutrient company?
No, no, I use General Hydroponics. I've been using that since I started, but I try anything.
Have you tried anything other than General Hydroponic? Any other companies as far as
Oh yeah.
nutrients?
Well, so I have, and so I pick and choose what I like. And so with CalMag, I go with Advanced Nutrients. CalMag by General Hydroponics. It's called Cali Magic actually, but it's trash. I mean, my personal opinion, but it's garbage. And
Okay.
so there's the CalMag, and then the Silica Boost. The Silica Boost I use Bloom City, but I had to go through different. Like I said, you try different things. I tried all the different nutrients that are out there for DWC. I tried a lot of them. If I won't
Yeah.
say all of them, but I tried a lot of them, and I find that General Hydroponics is the easiest and the most affordable.
I basically want to do is I just want, people that's watching so that they know what you're doing in case they want to do it too. Now for
That's
the
it.
General Hydroponics, do they have like a part A, part B or something like that?
They got a bunch of different lines. I'm glad that you asked because I wasn't even thinking of that. But it's what I use is called the Flora, the 3-part Flora series. So
Oh,
you got
okay. I've seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
right, you got the green and the red-ish or burgundy-ish, and then you got the pink.
Okay, it's a General Hydroponics 3-part Flora series
Right, that's what it's
is what
called.
you
Yep.
use, and then you use advanced nutrients for your CalMag
Correct.
and in the silica you said
And for silica, I use Bloom City.
Bloom City silica. So for all you guys doing DWC, you see what he recommends for you: General Hydroponics 3-part Flora, advanced nutrients silica. I mean pH, and then Bloom City for the
Silica.
silica.
If I can add to that,
Yeah,
Orca.
yeah, please, please.
Orca. If you're gonna go DWC, look up Orca by Plant Success. That is basically a water chiller in a bottle. It does not gonna chill your water or make your water cold, but you want to avoid root rot in DWC. And so the warmer your water becomes, or the higher the temperature is in your bucket, the more susceptible you are to root rot. But Orca by Plant Success is like a mycorrhizae,
Okay, right, sure, yeah.
but it's in a liquid form. And
Oh, I see. That's
so
great.
the way that they, I don't know, the way that they formulated this bottle is like it's amazing. I recommend that. If I can recommend anything, it's Orca by Plant Success.
Hey, there you go, guys. You heard. That's a good point. The reason why, people ask me all the time to try DWC because I haven't done it yet, and I will do it, for the content for sure. But what I wasn't feeling was the people that I was watching doing DWC, whenever they were, every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so, they were changing out the nutrient solution, in the bucket, and so they were picking up the plants from one bucket and putting it in another bucket. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be going through all that every time for every grow. So that's
You know,
basically one of the reasons why I didn't do that.
I and it's wild that you say that because it makes me wonder. Maybe that's why my channel resonates with so many people because I'm not picking up any buckets. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not. I mean, I have to bring the bucket that's full of nutrients to the tent. But outside of that, I'm not going to pick up any plants and move them anywhere. I'm not. All I use is a submersible water pump and some tubing, one bucket to the next, and you know, no, I don't do that. But I don't. When it comes to nutrient changes, a lot of people really get confused with DWC. Like you gotta change, and they had me confused at first too when I first started. Because I was watching originally growers on YouTube in DWC.
So before we go any further, go ahead and let everybody exactly know what's the name of your YouTube channel or YouTube
Then,
channels if you have more than one.
oh, I appreciate that. Been chasing Big Budz, and then when you get there, you'll be able to see all of my other channels up under it. But it's been chasing genetics, which I'm going to be getting into trying out my own genetics. I'll become my own breeder, and then been chasing my dreams, where I'm gonna get into buying land and building infrastructure. Uh, I got some things coming up real soon. Some solar. I'm working with some solar brands. There's some things coming up real soon.
What exactly do you have coming up as far as like different grows that you want to do? Do you have any certain strains that you're looking forward to growing coming up in the future?
Not really. No, I just like to the better. So for me, it's like long as I'm learning, give me a tent, give me some buckets. I'm gonna apply myself, and every grow for me is just making me better. And that's all. That's for me. That's the only thing I care about. I don't really care for different breeders and strains and names of strains, and I don't even like like the stronger it is, the less I'm interested. you know,
Okay.
I don't like strong, loud strains. I'm a real chill, laid back type of guy. So if it could just mellow me out, you know, which is hard to find because everything is fire nowadays. I'm just looking for some real mellow. Like I like a blueberry. That's my favorite strain. If I could find blueberry like the original from DJ Short, I would do that again. I grew that some years ago, the original. Yeah, I got that from whatever. But I grew that some years ago. It was definitely blueberry. Yep, and it was real mellow, exactly what I like. Nowadays we just got everything is just way too. It make it. I go bonkers with the stuff that's out now.
Right, right. So before we get up out of here, do you have any advice for anybody who's thinking about being a content creator? I think that you're at a point now where you can say that you made the leap from being somebody who did it as a hobby to now you actually bring an income doing it. So now
Oh yeah.
you have success and you can see the trajectory of your channel going up and up and up. So do you have any advice for somebody who's maybe they've been watching your channel, my channel, somebody on YouTube they like watching, and they're thinking about becoming a content creating as far as growing like we do on YouTube here? You got any advice for them? Anybody who's thinking about doing it?
So I would pick up where you leave off. Where you leave off is pretty much don't give up, right? So people are you're gonna start. If you start, first of all, the first video is the most important. Okay, meaning upload. If you never upload, you never start, right? But after that, it's gonna seem like people aren't really for you. It's gonna be some haters. It's gonna be people who tell you don't know what you're doing. I tell you, when I first started, people discouraged me, you know, and I wanted to quit. Like there was one person in particular who kept coming on my channel, leaving these nasty comments, and I think he was being honest, but it's just the way that he was saying it made me really want to give up. And like the song says, never give up. Well, like I said, Keys, that's where he leaves off is don't give up. But my advice would be to focus on what's the most important thing. And that's what you want. That's what you want in the end, the final goal. And what is that? That's the most important thing. So if it's freedom, if it's final end product, for yourself, if it's about quality or saving money, or if, when it comes to content creation, it got to be about making money at the end of the day. I don't think any of us are doing this to stay in the position that we are financially. Get past the hurdles where you're affected by what people say in the comment section. Focus on what's important, which is the final end goal. Learn as much as you can possibly learn in a shortest period of time. You got so many things that from negotiations to you got so many skills to pick up on. And really, before any of that, watch as much as you can when it comes to how to edit YouTube videos, how to do transitions, how to make cuts. All of those things are important. Get into audio. That's a big deal. You got nowadays, it's impossible to not to win. So as long as you're available for YouTube and for what you want to do, you'll be able to accomplish that. That's what I believe. I've done it myself. And if you don't mind, before we get out of here, I wanted to say thank you for 17,000 subscribers. I do have a giveaway going down. Check out my channel. Be sure to subscribe. I see you over there. Much love. I don't
Well,
know. It's
Ben,
just
I
me.
want to say thank you very much for joining me for a little podcast. I appreciate it. For all of you guys that's watching, me and Ben are going to continue this conversation over on my website, bassdropkeys.tv. So if you haven't already subscribed, come over and subscribe to my site, bassdropkeys.tv. Me and Ben's going to spend a little bit more time having a conversation over there. We hope that you'll join us. I appreciate you all, you guys, and I'll see you the next time. Ben, thank you for joining me, and I'll definitely have you again once I build up the audience. We'll have you back on again. I appreciate you joining me.
Again, thank you for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. I do want to invite you guys to come subscribe to my website, bassdropkeys.tv. On here, what you're getting is the edited version of the pod. If you want the full conversation, also, I do spend 15 to 30 minutes with each guest. Come over and subscribe to my website, bassdropkeys.tv. The rookiemycologist.com is for the merch, for the videos, bassdropkeys.tv.